All right. And hello, Andy. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm passing as Stephanie for today.
This panel could have gone for hours for sure. So we ran out of time. But thank you so much for joining us today. Please, now the floor is all yours.
Great. Well, thank you so much. It's a great, kind of following up on what was just discussed on diversity. We have a small company here at Adastra that's growing fast. We like to say we're the mouse that roared. But we have about a 20 permanent workforce and a lot of other contractors and consultants, but about 40% of those are women. We're very proud of that. We think we can do better than that, and we're working towards that. 35% of those folks are visible minorities as well. So we have a great diverse workforce, and we're very proud of that. And that's been one of our core values in our brand values for Adastra. So I'd like to take this opportunity to kind of roll through who we are, a little bit about my background and some of my teams, show you a couple of quick slides. I swear not to kill you with death by PowerPoint, but maybe about 4 or 5 slides. And then a little video to walk you through the facility, because I think really seeing is believing. So Adastra Labs was formed in June of 2018. It's been quite a journey. We were licensed as a analytical testing lab with our wholly owned subsidiary CanMar Analytics in October of last year. And in March of this year, Adastra Labs Incorporated is licensed as a standard processor and got online fully operational, commissioned in April. So we're full production now as a standard processor. And we're located in Langley, British Columbia. And we have a 13,000 square foot facility that was purpose renovated to good manufacturing practice standards. And we're growing fast and hiring a lot. And we'll talk a little bit about that now in a few seconds. But we are the first facility in the British Columbia Lower Mainland to get spot rezoned to a cannabis processing facility with analytical testing lab. That was quite a journey, but a good one. And we'll talk a little bit about that. We currently employ CO2 supercritical technology for our extraction processes and to produce our products for our business-to-business clients. And we're expanding into other forms of extraction in the near term very shortly. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I come to cannabis from about the furthest corner of the universe that you can. I'm a career U.S. Navy nuclear-powered submarine officer that spent 30 years in the U.S. Navy and was on 6 nuclear-powered submarines and commanded 3 of them. Left the Navy after a great career and having met my wife in the Sticky Wicket pub of Victoria on the USS Santa Fe when I was in command. And that's my link to Vancouver in Canada. Eventually left the federal government in the U.S. and followed the orders given to me by my wife to get a job in Vancouver. I want to go home. So we went home and I was able to get a job in shipbuilding and later start this company up. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful ride so far. My skills, I think, are transferable as a leader of young people that are highly skilled and working in a culture that values diversity, but also is highly regulated as an industry. One of the best decisions I made early on was hiring the right people. We have a wonderful team of scientists headed up by Priyanka Nalawade, who's our PhD in polymer engineering, and we'll talk a little bit about her, and Donald, who's also our QAP. We have designed our facility to optimize the extraction process and the various production lines. So why cannabis? For me personally, it was a personal choice. I'm a 3-time cancer survivor that uses cannabis oils to sleep. Our gifted team of scientists and entrepreneurs is really helping bring on the second wave of legalization in Canada, and we wanted to be a big part of that. So what I'd like to also talk about is our facility in a few minutes, but I want to talk about some of the jobs that we've created. We have about 20 folks now, and we're hiring quite a bit. We have a business development senior manager that's out posted now. We have additional production assistants and technicians, packaging personnel, a comptroller will be listed soon, and a logistics technician as well. So these are all jobs that we are trying to hire in the British Columbia Lower Mainland for this company and to be part of the cannabis industry. And we do value diversity. That is an important factor to us. We also value community. We spent quite a bit of time with Kim's Angels, a local charitable organization in the Lower Mainland, particularly in the township of Langley. We volunteer with them on Wednesdays. A little less lately as we got commission and operational, but we'll be getting back into that swing sooner than later. We've also, I'm very proud of the team as they've really commissioned a brand new facility in the middle of the COVID crisis. I'm here with Steph, who's appropriately in the proper PPE. I just took my mask off just for this video webinar, but we're very proud of the team to be able to achieve that in this time period. So what I'd like to do is flip through a couple of the slides to show you the facility, and if time permits, show you a quick video. So I'm going to shift over to our deck real quick and share my screen if that's all right. Okay. So this is just a couple of quick slides just to talk to you about what Adastra is. We've already talked about the two companies in one, and what makes us unique in a couple of ways is we have an analytical testing lab located on site. About 820 square feet of the facility is CanMar Analytics, fully built out lab. You'll hopefully see in the video. We are B2B focused with a B2C eventually. We're submitting our sales license package very shortly, in the next week or so. We talked about this timeline earlier, but getting rezoned as a cannabis processing and analytical testing lab in a challenging township as Langley really was important to us because we wanted to be hand in hand with the local community. We've had the mayor here. He's very impressed with our facility, and that's important because we want to grow with the community and we want to get back to the community as we develop and grow as a company. So this is a sort of an overview of our facility. One of the things that some differentiators for us, we have an extremely large 13,000 cubic foot storage area that we're adding a drying and frozen storage room. We can process quite a bit of cannabis. We can store over 15,000 pounds of cannabis in the storage facility if we want. And we're not, our facility has really been built out to the highest standards so we could achieve good manufacturing practice compliance when we're ready to take that rest of that journey. So some shots of the facility here, but you'll see more on the actual walkthrough video. Our focuses are the distillates, vape formulations, capsule formulations, water soluble formulations. Isolates will be in the near future. We just haven't selected a technology that we're satisfied yet. And CanMar Analytics will offer the testing services that currently we have a fully built out lab with this equipment, ultra high performance liquid chromatography machine for doing potency and profiling, but we're validating those procedures now. And then the rest of the equipment will be purchased over the coming year and validated. Really, we talked about the team. You've heard enough about me. We have a great CFO and at-large director, Blaine, but really I want to focus on George. George Routhier is truly a legacy industry and licensed legal industry maven. He is his company Pipe Dreams as CEO is responsible for facilitating the licensing of nearly 30% of the license holders across Canada. When he got involved in our project to help us with our licensing, he was so impressed by what we had to offer that he wanted to join the board. And we did talk about Donald and Priyanka. As again, Donald's our QA person. He's a master's in plant biochemistry who operated as ops manager, a organic cannabis grow in Northern California. He's a perfect addition as QA for Adastra. And our head of lab for CanMar is Priyanka, whose PhD in polymer engineering led her to Sherwin-Williams for quite some time, where she did CO2 supercritical extraction for plant paint colors, which makes her perfect for being part of our team. And Dr. Kyle Boniface, who used to work for Xenopus, and we were fortunate enough to get him on board the team as our director of production, and he's just an outstanding he's got the perfect degree for this PhD in chemistry with an expertise in separation science. So as you can see, we have a strong team. We're very proud of them. And what I'd like to do now is shift over to stop sharing this screen and share you a screen of a video here. And this is going to be a walkthrough of our facility, and hopefully we'll have enough time for that. Okay. This is Priyanka, our head of lab, who's going to be leading us through the facility. It may be a little choppy, and hopefully you can still hear me. This is our receiving area where we receive our cannabis. We're able to take it into our large secure storage facility that will be, as I mentioned before, adding a very large multi-purpose freezer and drying area for folks that like to give us cannabis in its wet state or frozen state. This is some finished distillate in the stainless steel containers and some offals for the runoff from distillation. That's some crude cannabis that's ready to be dissolved with food grade ethanol. Now we're going into the main facility. You'll see us going into the grinding room. We have an industrial grinder from the United Kingdom that we use. It has a cyclone filtration system that enhances the efficiency of grinding cannabis. And then from this stage, we exit grinding, and then we go into what's called a decarboxylation room. So we currently are focused on CO2 supercritical extraction. There's a number of reasons for that. A lot is the appeal for the medicinal market, the clean nature of that extraction process. So one of the steps in that process is decarbing, where we take the ground cannabis, it's down to about 200 micron size, put it in vacuum ovens and bring off the moisture and activate the THCA to convert to THC. From here, we'll take you into our extraction room, or I like to call it the extraction hall. It's about 800 square feet. This is our first CO2 supercritical extractor that's been put through its paces. It's currently getting swapped out with a run by Eric, our master extractor. And from here, we would take crude cannabis that we would collect, and then we would dilute it with food grade ethanol to dissolve it, and then put it into a food grade container, and then freeze it in a minus 80 Celsius freezer that's in this room on the right out of the camera view. And then once those fats and lipids come out, we then filter it out with that large strainer on the left. Then we get the ethanol out with these rotary evaporators. And as you can see, we have a production flow. We go to secondary distillation, where we use a white film short molecular distillation unit to do 2 passes and get into that 85 to 95 percentile range of THC. And distillate, we can formulate. Here is our formulation room, and then our filling room. So we've been doing a lot of half-gram vape cart formulations and fillings of late, and we're very proud of the team. They've taken on these new challenges and are able to pump out quite a number of these on any given day. And here's our packaging operation, which is still getting refined, but a lot of manual labor. But we're very excited about what these folks are able to achieve in any given day. So we're going to pass through the shipping area and then head on to the last stop on our virtual tour. And we're going to cross back over the receiving area, and then you'll see Chemia Analytics, which is our analytical testing lab. So we envisioned that Chemia would be an important part of our business model, because when we started looking at a high volume processor, we saw how expensive analytical testing costs would be. So we decided to build our own lab internally, and we were able to make them separate entities, so Chemia will be able to do third-party testing for Adastra. So this is the fully built-out lab here with microbiology room, micro lab for plating and doing analysis here, clean room, various fume hoods for safety for personnel. And you'll also see at the end of the shot here our UHPLC for profiling being run by our co-op student, who's a wonderful addition, Jolene. So that's it for our virtual tour. I'm going to stop sharing our screen, and I probably talked entirely too long at this point, and we'll take any questions that anyone might have.
Andy, if you wanna have a look down the screen, you have the Q&A section. If you open that little window here, you have a few questions on it. Can you see them?
Yeah, there's a couple. Yes, one of them is from Matt McComb, and he asked about our equipment for GMP. What we do is we submit user requirement specifications to the major product touching equipment manufacturers. They have to meet those specifications with their equipment, and then we're able to have the equipment ready for GMP certification. Now, to be very clear, we are built out to GMP standards. We're currently meeting the good production practices required by Health Canada, and we will take the journey to go all the way to GMP when we're ready, but we really were focused on commissioning and getting operational and revenue positive in the 2.0 landscape before we invested the additional time of getting our procedures and people up to a full certification of GMP. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of the focus of the company now is getting, revenue in the doors. That makes sense. And thank you for that question, Matt. Also, Lloyd Worth has asked, is there much interest in solventless extracts, or is the focus CO2 ethanol for white labeling? So from our perspective, our business model as a high volume extractor would be to focus on CO2 ethanol and then eventually hydrocarbon extraction for white labeling projects. We believe that the hydrocarbon extractions are an underserved market in Cannabis 2.0, and we intend to jump into that very soon. And also we believe we'd like to use our CO2 for more what I'll call custom types of extract products and focus on cryoethanol for a higher volume, which we're bringing online very shortly, we hope. So I don't want to get out ahead of our announcements, if you know what I mean. But also there's another question from Parisa, and yep, we'll talk to anyone with your kinds of qualifications, and we'd love to hear from folks that are in the industry. So some more Q&A. Let's see if I get this, scroll down. So somebody asked from Blissful Alchemy, asked what positions in your team are you seeking? And we're looking for a senior business development manager to help us find the business out there. Although we have a lot now, we want more because we do have expansion plans. Paul L asked about how do you apply. Go to indeed.ca. We have a role out there now. And Jeremy's asking how large our maintenance team is. Our maintenance team is pretty much our folks that are running the equipment are maintaining it as well. So really, every production assistant and technician is a maintenance person by nature of their role. James A asks, hey, you got a lot of plastic totes that might impact your GMP compliance. You're absolutely right. We're going for GPP now. Those are food grade totes. And when we're ready to make the full journey to GMP, those will be gone out of the system. So that's a very astute question by James A. And some thank yous. And are we hiring people from Toronto? We'll hire you if you have the right qualifications and you can meet the location requirements. So we really prefer to have folks work, locally here at the office or in the company. There are remote positions that we would consider, but typically jobs for us are in Vancouver area outside in Langley. So, and lastly, it says all divisions under Adastra. Yes, Adastra Labs Holding Company, Holding Limited is the parent company of Adastra Labs Inc., the processor, and Chemia Analytics, the analytical testing lab. We also have Adastra Brands, which is an intellectual property company, and a company that owns the property that we're in now too, also under that umbrella. Hopefully that explains that to that Zoom Room BC2 question. So I think we have another question from Jay Tahar, asking if there's a niche market for now. I think that there's a couple of niche markets. So I think the beverage, what I'll call the small format beverage market is very important. Like sort of the 5-hour energy shot, those are going to be very popular for cannabis products, whether it's THC based or CBD or a combination of the two. They're more affordable, they're easily accessible, they're actually easy to fulfill. I think some of the problems that are out there right now with the larger format beverages is the bitter taste. The surfactants that are used in the nano-emulsions are not really, they're off-the-shelf surfactants by ones that are tailor-made for the cannabis type nano-emulsion. And the problem with nano-emulsions is the more smaller your bubbles of a cannabis oil, the more the bitter taste will stay with the beverage. So you really have to have a balance between the size of the molecule and the level of bitterness you want in your beverage. So these are all things that are super smart guys that have PhDs and masters in chemistry tell me every day. And so thank you for that question. That's a great one. And Jay, I got another question regarding on are the prices on the market a major constraint right now? Clearly, the legal market, when you compare prices to the legacy market, are significantly higher. There's a number of reasons for that. When you buy a legal product, you know exactly what you're getting. It's been tested to the highest standards that Health Canada requires, and that's not always the case on the legacy market. I'm a big believer in the legacy market. We have legacy market people on our team. We think it's important to understand what customers want and like and use in the legacy market, because there would be no legal market without a legacy market, to be honest with you. And what we like to see is we like to see those prices get driven down towards what you can get things for on the legacy market. And that's really where we come in as a high volume standard processor. Our goal is to drive the cost down of concentrate products to where they're more affordable while maintaining the quality. So we would like to be a high quality but also affordable provider of concentrate products. So yeah, I think. Yep,
thank you so much. That's really all the time that we have. That's pretty amazing. On that, we obviously every follow-up question will put those people in touch with you. I'm sure there's after that tour there will be a lot more questions. Thank you so much for taking up the time to attend this fair. We really appreciate that. Yeah. Great to have you.
Our pleasure. Thank you for having us. It's been a real honor to participate in this, and we just want to get the word out there that we're here, we've landed, and we're looking for help, and we're looking to make a big splash in the industry.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you, Stephanie, as well. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Amazing. I love to see the tour, of the facilities. It's always great to have an idea on how these people are working, and the level of compliance that they need to have is incredible.
Absolutely. I still remember meeting with Priyanka personally myself when the legalization was just about to start, and there were a few LPs who got their license in BC. She traveled all the way from US, very interested in moving to Canada, and she was flown in by the client, had a great experience. But as they say, when it's the right time, it's the right time, and she landed up with Adastra, which is amazing. Andy is a great guy, very humble and down to earth. So they're a great company to work with, and they're looking for a senior business dev leader. So guys, whoever is interested is in and around BC area, and you are amazing at BD side, we'll send you the information, and feel free to reach out to the company, Andy himself, and see if there is a good fit for you.
Absolutely.